Okay, last section of notes. So 1-6, last part, part 3, solving absolute value inequalities. So we're going to put the solving inequalities and solving absolute value and put them together. So let's start off real simple. So absolute values of these, we're just going to think about them. What numbers, right, have an absolute value that when you take the absolute value of it, it's less than the number 6. So we know, here's 0. So like if I go to the right here, is 1 going to have an absolute value that's less than 6? Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 6 will not, but really, really, really close to 6 will. So I'm going to say that this is really, really close to 6 by showing an open circle. Now, but what about if I go the other way, right? -1, the absolute value of -1 is 1, which is also less than 6. So I can actually still go in the negative direction as well. How far can we go? To -6, or really, really close to -6. So all of these numbers in between here would have an absolute value that is less than +6. As long as that's an open circle there. So we would say that the solution is that x could be less than 6, but also at the same time needs to be greater than -6. So that would be our solution. That is what's graphed here. Our next one, absolute value of x is greater than 3. So right here, if we start off at 0, the absolute value of 1 is not greater than 3, of 2, not greater than 3, of 3, not greater than 3. 4 is definitely greater than 3. Yes, the absolute value of 4 is 4, which is greater than 3. But now I'm missing a whole bunch of numbers between 3 and 4, all those decimals, all those fractions. So I'm going to say really close to 3 and anything greater than 3. But then again, if I go the opposite way, -1, the absolute value of -1 is 1, which is not greater than 3. But once I get to -4, the absolute value of -4 is +4, which is greater than 3. But again, you're missing all those numbers between -3 and -4. So we're going to say really close to -3 and less than that. So less than -4, less than -3, sorry, or x could be less than -3, or x could be greater than 3. So this is like what we did the day before with inequalities, just solving compound inequalities. So now we're just putting the two together. Okay, next one. Absolute value of x is less than -3. So here I'll start off at 0, and then I'll go in the positive direction. So like 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. Absolute value of 2 is 2. Absolute value of 3 is 3. Absolute value of 4 is 4. So nothing here works. It's never going to be less than a -3. And then if I go in the left direction, absolute value of -1 is 1. Absolute value of -2 is 2. Absolute value of -3 is 3. None of those are less than a negative number because, well, absolute value is always positive. So there is no number that you can plug in for this x, right? No number exists that when you take an absolute value of it, it will be less than a negative number, any negative number. So here, this would be no solution. There is no number that exists. So no solution there. And then the last one, absolute value of x is greater than -2. So here, I start off at 0. If I take the absolute value of 1, the absolute value of 1 is 1, and 1 is definitely greater than -2. So 1 works, 2 works, 3 works, 4 works, 5 works, it all works. So all of this works. But then if I go the other way, absolute value of -1 is also bigger than -2. The absolute value of -2 is also greater than -2. So any number would work actually here. Any number that you plug in will always be greater than this negative number because a positive number is always greater than a negative number. So right here, everything would be shaded, every single number. So the solution here would be R, or all real numbers. So every real number you can think of, if you plugged it in for x, it would satisfy this inequality here. The absolute value of it will definitely be greater than any negative number. All right, so we have these two inequalities here. So we have the less than, and the great or. So this is less the and I say that on purpose because of the and the great or. And from the previous video, you know that and is written like this as a compound, and or is written separately. Okay. So here, we're going to solve our first compound absolute value. We would solve it like we did a regular absolute value equation. We just have an inequality now. But first, we need to get that absolute value by itself. So I'll go ahead and subtract 1. Negative 3, absolute value, 6y minus 5, less than or equal to negative 12. Now, I would go ahead and divide by negative 3. And I'm dividing by a negative number, so I do need to flip the sign. I divided both sides by a negative number. Now I have absolute value of 6y minus 5 is greater than or equal to a positive 4. Now, from here, this is the point that you decide. This is an and or an or. Looking at this sign, right, it is a great or than sign. Great or than. It started off less than, but once we moved everything around and got the absolute value by itself, it turned into a great or than. So now I'm going to solve this. An or means that 6y minus 5 could be greater than or equal to 4, or (6y minus 5) could be greater than or equal to 4, or 6y minus 5 would be less than or equal to negative 4. And we got that from this example here with the or, this or this. So the only thing I did is I took the absolute value part off, and that made this inequality. I flipped the sign and I changed it into a negative, and I got this side. So that's what we're doing here. So here, we're just going to solve these two inequalities. So add 5, and we get 6y greater than or equal to 9. Divide by 6, and y would be greater than or equal to okay, 3 halves. Okay, next one, add 5. Okay, so 6y less than or equal to 1, divide by 6, and y would be less than or equal to 1/6. Sorry about that. Okay, so now this is our solution written as an inequality, and then on a graph I would say, well, here's 0, here's 1, here's 2. Greater than or equal to 3 halves, so right here, close circle, greater than or equal to, or there are also solutions where y could be less than 1/6, so less than or equal to 1/6 right here. So that would be your solution. Okay, example 2. Get the absolute value by itself, so I want to subtract 3. Absolute value, negative 9n minus 3, less than 3. Okay, now that I have it by itself, less than, this is an and, so now I'm going to write the compound that negative 9n minus 3 can be less than 3, but at the same time, it still has to be greater than the negative 3. Okay, and now we solve this one. So I want the variable in the middle. We'll have 0 less than negative 9n less than 6. Divide by negative 9. I'm dividing by negative again in this example, so since I'm dividing by negative 9, I'm going to have to flip this sign around, and also this one. So n would be greater than negative 2/3 and greater than 0. Okay, I don't like it written like this, so I always flip it. Negative 2/3 less than n less than 0. Now, does this make sense? Are there numbers that are greater than negative 2/3 but less than 0? Which, yes, there are. They are all the numbers in between negative 2/3 and 0. So then let's say that this is 1, negative 2/3, or negative 1, sorry. Negative 2/3 would be somewhere here, so really close to that, and then to 0, and then all the choices in between, all the numbers in between. Just make sure that is an open circle. Okay, so all of those numbers. That and then the graph. Okay, last example here. I'm going to do the same thing, subtract 8. 4, absolute value, 6 minus 2a, less than or equal to 16. Divide both sides by 4. 6 minus 2a, less than or equal to 4. Once you get that absolute value by itself, then decide what sign is that. It is a less than, so we're going to say that 6 minus 2a could be less than or equal to 4. At the same time, needs to be greater than or equal to negative 4. And then we solve. So we're going to subtract 6 from all three here. Get negative 2a less than or equal to negative 2 and negative 10 here. Divide by negative 2. Again, dividing by that negative. You have to remember to flip these signs. So a would be greater than or equal to positive 1, and a would be less than or equal to 5. Now, does this make sense? Let's flip it around. 1 less than or equal to a, and a less than or equal to 5. So numbers do exist that match this criteria. Those numbers would be all the numbers between 1 and 5, including 1 and including 5. So everything between 1 and 5. Okay, there you go.